This week, I helped 3 guys make their first ever approach, and these were just normal dudes. They'd never gone up and spoke to a girl on the street before. But this week, they were sending me texts celebrating how they got that first one under their belt and was excited to go out and speak to some more girls. And this is a huge step because for a lot of guys, they end up stuck in this spot for ages, watching endless YouTube videos on approaching, getting stuck in this kind of purgatory of always thinking that they could go out there, but never quite being brave enough to take that leap and speak to the beautiful girl as she comes walking by. So, in this video, I'm going to detail out to you 3 tools that I've used myself and that I use to help clients make that first ever approach, get the ball rolling and start to unlock the kind of relationships they want to have by being confident enough to meet people. So, the first one, and that is, I use the acronym KISS, and this is one that helps us with one of the biggest obstacles that I constantly hear from men of they're out there, they see the beautiful girl, but then they kind of freeze up. Their mind goes blank, they don't know what to say, because in their head, they've looked at all this stuff online of how they need to be charming and they face so much rejection in their life that they're thinking that, oh, I need something brilliant to say. But it's simply not true. I use the acronym KISS, keep it stupid simple. And the way that I do that most with clients is I just get them to master the art of compliments, because that's all it needs to be. There is no fancy thing that you need to say to this girl. Simply walking up and just saying, hey, I thought you looked really awesome and I wanted to introduce myself. That's all it actually takes. There's no magic algorithm that's going to get her interested in you. It's only being able to get that simple compliment out. And once guys start to understand this and start to really appreciate it, it shuts down some of those panic systems in their head because they know what they're going to say. And that's all it is. It's walking over there, because all of the fear to your first interaction, like if you saw it like a chart of like time of the interaction along the bottom and amount of fear, your fear spikes at the beginning. It's in that 3 seconds prior to you speaking to her. When you're walking over, your heart's going boom, 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 boom. And you're like, oh God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? All this stuff. And it's peaking, it's peaking, it's peaking. You open your mouth, it crescendos. But once you get into, you've delivered the compliment, you're waiting to hear what she's gonna say, it kind of starts to peter down. Like the hardest part is that opening your mouth beginning bit. So for me, the way that I help clients is getting them to run drills on your ability to compliment, to give these simple, easy ones. And like this is a key thing that I do, because you don't need to give her the world. It doesn't need to be a complex thing. It needs to be keep it super simple. Keep it stupid simple, that's it. And then you will be able to overcome some of that initial fear. The second tool that I teach guys to get them that first approach is to help deal with more of the psychological element, and that is removing the dependency on outcomes. There is a reason that we call it approach anxiety, not approach fear, like not approach sadness, anxiety. And I'm a big fan of like breaking down words to see what they actually mean, because we attribute something to that word. So why are we picking anxiety? Well, anxiety can be defined as too many different outcomes and a sense of lack of control over which one to pick or which one's going to happen. And I think that's true. I think when we go over there, the thing that's stopping us is we have no idea what's going to happen. She might love us, she might hate us, and we have no real sense like we feel a control over that. So one of the big hurdles for men is getting over this dependency on that outcome. It's starting to feel a sense of okayness with whatever happens. And once again, the way that I do this, it's the aforementioned compliment, because the thing that I train guys up to do is to simply give out those compliments with no outcome entailed. that you need to have that ability to walk down a street and give someone a compliment of like, cool hat, and I'm not expecting anything back from them. I don't need them to then fall in love with me. I don't need them to compliment me back. I'm doing it because I have excess joy to offer the world, and I'm just spreading that out. And it teaches me how positively people can react to me, and that I don't need that outcome. I don't need something spectacular from them. It can simply be, hey, I just thought you looked really awesome today. I want to say hi. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. I'm just about to go grab the train. No worries, it was great meeting you anyway. And yeah, catch you later. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just, I don't need that particular outcome. I don't need something special from it. And that's one of the big psychological pillars that have to fall if you want to be able to get that first interaction. Because without that, you will often get frozen in, as I say, approach anxiety, that lack of control. Then, thirdly, the next important pillar is learning to warm up. In every other field of everything we do, we think warming up is a good idea. That before we run a race, we warm up. Before vocalists go out and sing, they train their voice. Yet when we're doing approaching, we don't think to do this. And one of the mistakes guys make is going out, they've heard approaching's a good idea, they're there stood in some park somewhere, and they've not interacted with anyone all day. They've not even opened their mouth yet today. They live on their own. And now they're trying to go from that to going over and speaking to that beautiful girl over there. The level of gear shift that is like trying to go from like gear 0 to fucking gear 5 with just like the jolt that would be on your internal system. It's too strong, it's too strong. So that is why, once again, I help clients by setting out a structure of things to tick off whenever they're going out learning to approach. And I do this myself. I've done over 1,000 approaches now. But if I was going to speak to girls, one of the first things I'm doing is warming up. And that includes, as people walk past, simply going, hi. Just literally wave, say hi. They walk past, super chill, good morning. Anything like this just builds up your connection to the social world. Feels like you're doing something natural rather than unnatural. And people love it. Another thing that I do is kind of build a bit of a warm-up routine, which includes the highs, includes the good mornings, even includes compliments. Say, like some guy has he's got a cool hat, awesome hat, man. But in addition to that, I will take a cold shower that day. I will always, prior to going out approaching, take a cold shower. And the reason is that element of your brain that has you when you're stood in the shower. I've got one of the ones that like flips, Bulgaria, and you can swap it. I'll be stood in the warmth and I'm like, this is cozy, isn't it? Oh, this is quite nice. And then I have to put myself into position to flick it and make it rain down freezing cold water on me. Because the thing is, in your brain, there's a very little difference between the action it takes to know you're putting yourself under that freezing cold water and being able to put yourself in the position to go up and speak to the girl. It's the same system and you're just warming it up. You're proving to yourself, in my own head and in my own words, that I'm not a bitch, that I'm able to literally flick this and be like, ah, this is cold, what am I doing? A few seconds later, I'm a boss, let's go. And that's what I need. And a big part is learning to do these warm-ups. These 3 tools are what I teach guys, and they work. I know you might be looking for that video that's that magical secret thing that you've never heard of. You buy a fucking pill and it works for you, but it isn't. It's these things, it's keeping it stupid simple, and then it's warming up and going out there, feeling like you're connected to the world. Like, I like to feel like it's my playground when I'm out there. And then just having that presence when you're out there and giving out compliments to people, being that friendly dude. I'm telling you, this is all it takes to go out there and get your first approach. So if this sounds like it could be you, you realize across this, what have I been speaking about? Compliments. Yes. Well, in a video on the channel, I list all the best ways that you can make compliments because most of us get it wrong. The reason that I drill this with clients is because we were never told how to compliment properly and it holds us back. So if you want to know these steps and be able to compliment better, then check out this video here where I list the way that you can compliment girls to get you that first approach, to get you out meeting girls and finding the relationship you truly deserve.